This is Carson TV News, your capital city news source.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Carson TV News, your source for Nevada's capital city news. I'm Courtney Bloomer. This week, we begin with a story about renovations that are proceeding at the Carson Mall. Last week, Carl's Jr., located in front of the mall, came down to make space for additional parking. A new Carl's Jr. restaurant will be constructed in a different location. Jeff Munson from Carson Now caught the demolition on video. Here's the footage.
With the Carrington Company. Today we're taking down Carl's Jr. This has been something we've been looking forward to for quite a while. We're going to put up a parking lot and work on phase 3 of the remodel of the Carson Mall. Thank you. The west side of the parking lot. 2 weeks after that, we will also be working on doing a new parking lot around the Station Grill, which is also a Carrington Company property. So a lot of improvements, a lot happening here at the mall. Thank you.
Halloween is approaching, and many homes around Carson City will be adorned with decorations of witches, ghosts, and, of course, bats. But what do we really know about these winged creatures? The Nevada State Museum will be bringing us a lecture just in time for Halloween on bats. Here's Deborah Stevenson telling us more about what to expect.
Yes, coming up next at the Nevada State Museum on Saturday, October 11th, we have a really fun program called Bats Night Flyers of the Skies from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You know, there's a lot of misconceptions about bats, but they're really fun animals. For instance, look at this delicate bat skeleton, the small ribs, the long finger bones. What an interesting creature this is. Also, look at this teeny tiny skull of the little brown bat, a bat that lives right here in Nevada. You can learn all about bats at this program, how they communicate through echolocation, and even what they eat. Bats are so important to us because they eat insects. Without bats, we'd have way too many bugs and creepy crawlies running around our homes and our yards. Since some kids like science and some like art, you have a choice. You can come at 9 a.m. on Saturday, October 11th to get your tickets, and you can make a crafty bat like this suitable for ages 5 and up. Or you can even make a card just in time for Halloween and write a poem about bats and all the cool things they do. So remember, at the Nevada State Museum, kids are always free, but the cost for adults is just $8. That'll get you into all of our family fun Saturday activities as well as the other museum exhibits. So come to the Nevada State Museum Saturday, October 11th at 9 a.m. Get your tickets. The program lasts till 3, and we're located at 600 North Carson Street. You can visit our website if you like, museums.nevadaculture.org, but tickets are not available online. You must come to the museum.
It was recently announced that electric automaker Tesla will be opening their new Gigafactory in northern Nevada. There's been much speculation about the influence that this new industry will have on our economy. Today, Garrett Lapierre talks about the impact of Tesla on the local real estate market.
On this segment of Property Perspectives, we're going to talk about Tesla coming to northern Nevada and what that means for our local residential real estate market. Obviously, it's going to be a boon to the area, both with commercial and residential real estate, but what areas are going to be affected the most? And here in Carson City, how are we going to be affected? So first off, let me say I am very excited to have a company of Tesla's size and stature come to this area. I think it's a game changer for not only northern Nevada, but the whole state of Nevada. Carson City will see a benefit from this factory coming in, but we're not going to see the benefit to the scale that, say, Lyon County or Story County is going to see. We'll get some people that are either in construction or end up being workers when the factory is built that live here in Carson City. But the areas that are going to see the most residential real estate growth, I think, are going to be places like Fernley, Stagecoach, Silver Springs, and even Dayton. just because of their proximity to the USA Parkway. So USA Parkway is going to be a new highway that's going to connect Highway 50 to Interstate 80, which is about 15 miles east of Sparks, and that's where the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center is located, which is where Tesla's going. With that highway going there, it's going to make that drive somewhere around 30 minutes long from the start point to the end point. Obviously, Carson is going to put us a little bit further away. I would say probably about 50 minutes away rather than 30 minutes. And that's why I think that the Lyon County areas are going to grow a little bit quicker from this deal than any other areas. That being said, I think the Fernley real estate market will get the biggest boon from it because they are the closest. And also along the corridor of Highway 50, I think you're going to see some commercial development and investors come in that area and change the face of Highway 50 as we know it. So your drive out to Lake Lahontan is going to be a little bit different in the next 10 years than what it is today. And USA Parkway is not something that may be done. That was part of the legislation to bring Tesla here. So it has to be done. So it will be done. Not when the state gets to it, it has to be done. Right now, you can get cheap land, cheap property out in those Silver Springs and Stagecoach areas, and I think that's one of the big factors of why that area is going to grow quicker than other areas is because of the affordability. So for the construction workers, they want to have affordable housing. The main area to be able to do that right now is going to be Stagecoach and Silver Springs. Fernley somewhat affordable, but I think you'll see them go up a little bit quicker than maybe Stagecoach or Silver Springs. That being said, there's also infrastructure that needs to be put in those areas of Stagecoach and Silver Springs to handle, another 10,000, 20,000 residents coming out that way. I don't know if we'll see those kind of numbers, but I do think it'll be in the thousands of people that move out to those areas. I think one of the biggest and best parts of the jobs coming here based on Tesla is the hourly wage they're going to be paying. Depending on who you talk to, it's anywhere from $22 an hour to $25 an hour. That's a very, very well-paying job. That means that people are going to have more expendable income to go dine out, to go shop, not only for necessities, but also for luxuries or what we would consider luxuries. And that's going to have a huge ripple effect on our whole economy. In Carson City, I think the one thing that we're going to see and hopefully do see is a improvement in our manufacturing base. I think we'll get some new manufacturers come to Carson City because we have an area that is very synergistic to what's going to happen out at the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center. And we already have a good manufacturing base here in Carson City as well. Matter of fact, that's one of the biggest segments of employers here in the capital city. And right now the city government is working with NNDA to make that a reality, to really lure new manufacturers to Carson City. And I think that that's a great strategy by them to be able to do that. All in all, it's a win not only for Northern Nevada, but for all of the state of Nevada. And to be honest with you, the true ripple effects, the true effects, both pro and bad, we won't know for years. And the experts won't even know either. I think you're going to start seeing some of these things take place within the next 2 years. And if you're an investor sitting on the sidelines waiting for the boom to happen, now is the time to get in. Now is the time to get in at the ground level pricing before the boom starts happening. We thank you for joining us, and as always, we look forward to your questions and topics that you'd like to see covered here on Property Perspectives. You can email us at carsontvnews@gmail.com. Thank you for watching, and make it a great day.
It was quite a sight, with latrines of all shapes and sizes speeding down C Street in Virginia City as they held their annual outhouse races this past weekend. Here's reporter C.W. Bayer to scoop the story.
It's CW. I'm up in Virginia City for the outhouse races. Going to get the whole poop to here today, the whole poop on the outhouse races. We're going to see the start. We're going to see the outhouses take off after he shoots his gun and race up the street. It's going to be fun. Here we go.
Racers ready! March! Set! Go, go, go!
tell me why you're going to win.
We're going to win because ours is over 300 pounds, and we think that weight is the trick to winning.
Who's your pushers? Who's your team?
Our pusher, he's the pusher.
Okay, he looks good.
And then we got some other skinny guy over here.
Thank you, that looked like a great time. Last weekend, coinciding with the Wine Walk, the West Side Poorhouse hosted Artistically Inclined, an art show featuring the work of local tattoo artists. These artists gather to exhibit together for only a day. Here, with an explanation of the art, are a few of the artists.
Artistically Inclined, and it's basically the work of all the local tattooers. They're non-tattoo works, but they're usually pretty heavily tattoo influenced because that's what we do day in and day out. So that's just kind of that's how we go.
And how long does this art stay up?
It's just up for the day, and we do it to coincide with the Wine Walk, which is I think it's once a month.
First Saturday?
Yeah, the first Saturday of every month. We don't do all the Wine Walks, but we, every other month or so. This is the last one of the season, so, until next spring or so, we're not going to be doing this. We might have some events at the shop, but not here.
Well, basically it's all tattoo art from local tattoo shops. We do new art every time. We're all artists that do custom work. Just trying to get it out in the community and let people know what we do. Just trying to support good causes. We support Brewery Art Center. They have a program for children that don't have money to get into art, so that's kind of like the whole basis of this, is to get it out in the community.
If you missed it, come in and see us at the shop.
And where's the shop?
It's a Ruby Lantern Tattoo, 4750 Highway 50 East, number 2.
And are all these artists from that shop?
No, we have Tony, who was just over here from Flat Black Tattoo. They usually enter a few pieces. Not just Tony, but there's a guy named Sean likes to put some pieces in. And so.
The October Wine Walk was yet another success. Here's the coverage, along with a reminder that the November Wine Walk will be preempted due to Nevada Day events and the parade. There will, however, be a candy crawl for Halloween amongst the usual establishments on Friday, October 31st. So head downtown with your little ghosts and goblins to collect some sweet treats.
The Wine Walk is put on by the Downtown Business Association, and Mike Riggs is the president. And in October 31st from 5 to 6:30, we'll be doing the candy crawl. Come out and enjoy the early evening and have a great evening, and also a great Nevada Day too.
I am the official wine pourer for Miss Julie Grady at Douay Sorella. I've been doing this a little over 2 years, with a brief hiatus at Rockin' and Rollin' for a couple of times, but I'm kind of a regular here, and I love pouring wine because I'm a closet wino, and I pour 1 for you and 2 for me, and then 2 for you, 3 for me, and I love it. So, and we have the most incredible cupcakes that Liz, the cupcake lady, makes, and those are salted whiskey brownies, and if you have some wine and chase it with that brownie, you're going to be very, very happy. All right.
There will not be a wine walk on November 1st. It'll be the following month in December.
Things are getting spooky at the Brewery Arts Center with another filmmaking competition for you to participate in. This time around, the mission is to create the best horror films as part of the Carson Creepy Film Fest. Teams need to register by 5 p.m. on Monday, October 13th. The elements needed to be used in the films will be disclosed to registered participants on Wednesday, October 15th, and teams must submit their films by October 22nd.
Carson Creepy Film Fest.
Register by October 13th.
Get your ingredients on the 15th.
Make the film in 7 days, ending in the 22nd.
And the screening is on the 25th.
Slash your way to the top!
Along with the film competition, there will be a costume contest at intermission. The mummies, much like the Oscars, will be awarded the evening of the screening on Saturday, October 25th. Next up, here's our health segment featuring Star Nixdorf from Paradise Spa Health and Wellness. Today, she brings us a segment on fight or flight versus rest and digest.
Star Nixdorf here from Paradise Salon Spa and Wellness. Today we're going to talk about the autonomic nervous system. Big word, right? Autonomic. Or how about the word nerve? You know what that is, right? So there are these systems in your body that run down from your brain. And they help you just be alive unconsciously. They let you breathe, etc. Let's talk about the two halves. There is your sympathetic nervous system and your parasympathetic nervous system. We could call these the fight or flight and the rest and digest. So most people are aware of the fight or flight part of your existence. It's the stuff that wakes you up in the morning, gets you going, and allows you to respond to a fire alarm or the sound of a crying child. And then the parasympathetic nervous system is a little less familiar to us because it's the one that allows you to calm down, fall asleep, and in sleep, that's when your body actually does all of its repairing. So they're really important that both of these parts of your nervous system can work. But in our American fervor for productivity and being the best or whatever else might be stressing you out these days, your sympathetic nervous system could be on high rev and your parasympathetic nervous system could be completely shut down, which means you don't sleep well at night, which means you don't get well. You are always working on the edge of that breakdown. So if you find this to be the truth, here's a couple of ideas that you can use. Deep breathing is really helpful. And I teach something called I Chi. And I Chi is Tai Chi in the water. It is a very smooth and flowing movement with a kind of deep diaphragmatic breathing pattern, very similar to what you do in yoga, if you're familiar with a yoga class. And with I Chi, you're moving in the water with that resistance, and the buoyancy helps hold you up. And these movements have the ability to turn down your sympathetic nervous system and allow your parasympathetic nervous system to be more active so that rest and digest and heal side of your nervous system can work. Now, I Chi can be performed in any warm water pool that you can stand in at about shoulder depth. If you're shoulder deep, you'll be able to move your shoulders easily without any impingement, and the warm water helps the joints work better. You can find hot water pools in Minden, at the Carson City Community Center, at hot springs around the area, or you can come to us at Paradise and check out our warm saltwater pools. Again, this is Star from Paradise Salon Spa Wellness. Have a great life.
Thanks, Star, for those health tips. Last weekend, local retail establishment Due Sorella held their annual Harvest Festival. Here's some footage.
Well, there's the store back there, is Due Sorella. It's owned by the two sisters, and it's a really cute store, and they put together this event every year. It's called the Fall Harvest Fair.
We're doing our third Harvest Festival. We do one in May for spring and one in fall. So we have wonderful vendors, we have live music, we have local food vendors as well.
I have an acre in Silver City, and I grow for a local restaurant, and I've done the farmer's market for the last 7 years. I have an interesting property in Silver City, and there's some fruit trees already there, and I planted raspberries and many other things. And it's easy to grow pretty plants, it's hard to grow food, but we're doing it.
Many Many commemorative pieces have been created in the past year in celebration of Nevada's 150th anniversary of statehood. The Sesquicentennial Saddle, a legacy project, showcases the craftsmanship of leather and saddle craftsman Armando Delgado of J.M. Capriola Company. Delgado spent roughly 600 hours handcrafting this one-of-a-kind saddle, and Nevada silversmith Mark Dahl designed and created the silverwork. The saddle will be on display at events across the state throughout the year. Students at Empire Elementary School can now participate in an exciting new intramural soccer program. The program, geared towards helping kids be active and improving grades and behavior, is outfitted and equipped by Creative Performing Arts Center. Here's Empire Elementary School Principal Allred to tell us more about this student opportunity.
The goal we have for the program is to give students an opportunity to play a sport that they love, at the same time improving their behavior and their achievement in the classroom. And how we're going to do this is marry the two together so that students who are doing well in class get to play the intramurals.
All the teachers are setting goals with the students, and they're all individual goals based on where that student is now. The teachers are tracking that data where they are now. For instance, a kid hasn't turned in any homework yet. So they're going to say, we want 3 nights a week. And they're going to track where they are now. Then at the end of this program, we're going to say now they're at 4 nights a week. This program was a success. We don't really care if their team won a single game. If those kids are meeting those academic and behavioral goals, this program was a success.
We could have started this program at any school, but we decided to start it here because we believe in you. And we believe you're going to do something great with your life. This program isn't about soccer, although we're going to play soccer, and you're going to have fun playing soccer. This program is about proving that if young people like you were given the opportunity to play, your grades would be better and your behavior would be better. How many agree with me you'd like to help me prove that? So you can get jerseys. We got cool World Cup balls over there. We got goals, and we're going to line the field. Evelyn and Yvette and other high school students are going to help line the field today so that you have proper size field and goals to play 5 versus 5. But what's important is, as you know, you're going to set a goal. Look at me. You're going to set a goal, academic goal and behavior goal with your teacher. And every time you meet that goal, you get to play. So why are we doing this? Not just for soccer, but to help you be a great student, so you can eventually be a great leader in the community, and you can do great things with your life. That's why we're investing in you, and that's why we're investing in you, and in you, and in you, and in you. We're investing in you because we know you're going to do something great with your life.
Soccer, this community lives and breathes soccer. It's very important to the kids, and because that's important, those goals will become important. And the kids know they have to make their goal to be able to play. And I think that's going to give them that motivation to make their goals. And I think we'll be in the high 90%. I don't see a reason why we won't be.
This week in sports, we have some viewer-submitted footage of the Carson JV football game.
The Carson JV team has been dominating this season, and last Thursday's game against Amani Ranch was no exception.
From the 40, Carson first
with the
down.
final score, Senators 45, Mustangs 0.
If you have viewer-submitted footage of news happening in Carson City, send it to the address shown on your screen. And here's the rest of your sports action for this week.
The Carson High varsity football team got off to a good start in league play with a 31-28 win over DeMonte. In volleyball, Carson High continued its winning ways this past week with victories Tuesday against Amani and Thursday over Wooster. The Senators take their 7-1 record to Galena on Tuesday and return home Thursday to face league-leading Bishop Minogue. Following a win against Wooster earlier in the week, the Carson girls soccer team lost for the first time this season at Galena Saturday, where the Grizzlies came out on top by a score of 4-2. Despite the loss, the Senators still have a very respectable 6-1-2 record. Both the boys and girls tennis teams dropped their final matches to end the regular season against Bishop Minogue. The Miners defeated the Senators 10-8 in boys play and 14-4 versus the girls. The first round of regionals starts Tuesday for both teams.
We're glad you could join us for this week's edition of Carson TV News, your source for Nevada's capital city news. I'm Courtney Bloomer, and we'll see you next week.